Hey, what's going on, guys? Logan from ID Reptiles here, bringing you guys the auction list for tonight, September 11th, 2018. We do have 7 ball pythons up for auction tonight, and we also have 1 leopard gecko available. I'm going to be hitting him on the very end, and we're also going to be cutting a clutch live. It is going to be another bell clutch, so make sure you stop in. It is a Mystic Potion paired to a Mojave. And we actually have another clutch due to cut tonight. I'm not sure if we're cutting that one live or if we're going to be, man, I have all the burps all of a sudden, or if we're going to hold off and just do that one for the channel for you guys. So make sure you stop by, because we're going to be doing that right after the auction. We're probably gonna have like a little 10-minute intermission where we're just talking to you guys first and kind of decompressing before we get straight into the cutting, but then we're going to go into the cutting, obviously, to do that with you guys live. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to our first ball python for tonight. And that one was produced by us here in-house, so you guys can actually verify all the genes and stuff like that. You can see them cut live. It is a spider, het axanthic, 50% het albino male. This boy has had 3 meals and eats very, very, very strongly on mouse hoppers. And when I say he eats very strongly, I don't mean that he nips or anything coming out the gate. He is very good when it comes to his feeding response, only being triggered from when there's actually food there. So I can come in from the rat room smelling like mouse, anything like that, I can go in right and pick him up. This guy is great. But the pairing for this guy, here I'm gonna go ahead and get his weight so I have it for when you guys are asking during the auction. But the pairing for this guy was Skylar paired to Heisenberg. Skylar is a bumblebee het axanthic girl, very big girl. She was probably about 2,300 grams when she laid. So hopefully some of those big genes get passed down to him. Oh, I actually didn't look at the weight. He's coming in at 73 grams right here. I'm gonna go ahead and place him back. But then his father is Heisenberg, our axanthic 100% het for albino, and you can see that he has been proven out to produce snows, in which case here is his snow brother right here. He doesn't bite my hand off, he likes to eat. But here is his snow brother produced by the same dad, and that way you know that that boy here is 50% het for albino, being the spider. So the spider is 100% het for VPI axanthic and 50% for albino, aka 50% het for snow. So yeah, very cool first snake. And now let's go ahead and get to the second one, which was also produced by us here in-house. The video for her cutting was live here on the channel as well. This was our first cherry bomb cuttings, in which case I'm not sure if that video actually got out yet. So you guys are gonna get a little bit of the answers here. In which case, both parents did prove out. It's the pairing was a Mojave spider het albino, that was Mojo Jojo, paired to our girl Steph, who is a Mojave het albino. And we did get albinos out of the clutch. We got 2 Mojave spider albinos, and we also got a Super Mojave 66% het albino, and this girl is a Mojave spider 66% het for albino. And she is doing great. Let me go ahead and grab her. She has had 1 meal so far. So if she continues to eat the way that she has, because that first meal, for being a first meal, shocked me how fast she went after it. This little girl is 63 grams. But very pretty, as you can tell in the close-up. But if she does continue eating the way she is, she only needs 2 more meals before she can leave. But if she does slow down a little bit, to where we have to really watch her weight and just help her get on feeding, we want to make sure that she eats strongly for you. So we're going to require that she will take 4 more meals if she slows down, which she shows no signs of that coming up soon. But without further ado, let's get to our next snake with our first charity snake. So as you guys know, starting last auction, we are going to be sprinkling in some charity snakes here. They come from our good buddy John Jeffers at Pythons R Us, who is the leader of the foundation, the Sam Jeffers Foundation against childhood cancer. So majority of your bid will go to that. And then here, let me actually pull them out. And every cent that he gets goes to aid research towards childhood cancer. And this one here is one of those snakes. This is a male bumblebee, 100% double het, 2 hets, for Dreamsicle. That's lavender, albino, and pied. And one thing that's really cool about this boy, because a lot of people when they're looking to get into Dreamsicle stuff on the cheap, when you're starting to look at double het males, you look at the normals, but then when you go and pair them out, you're gonna end up with a whole bunch of normal babies. With having 2 extra genes on here, you prevent that, and you can produce some more stuff down the line when it comes time to actually producing out your Dreamsicles. You can actually, you know, maybe get pastel Dreamsicles, or even get a spied version of a Dreamsicle, or even the Bumblebee Dreamsicle, which would be really cool, but it gives you some extra odds in there, and then you won't be stuck with a whole bunch of normals on the bad side of the odds. So let's go ahead and get this guy's weight. He is very much well started. He's probably ready to breed right now. Here, I'll pop him. He's coming in at 390 grams. Let me go ahead and see if he's actually popping plugs. And he is. So this boy, once he gets back to your house, gets through the quarantine procedure, gets started up on food really well, I would monitor his eating habits. Since he is on the smaller side, he is just under 400 grams. I would monitor his feeding. As long as he's feeding, then he can breed. But he is ready to go right now, and I would just make sure he doesn't go on a breeding fasting, since he is a smaller guy. And if you want to hold off so that he is a little bit more sizely, then feel free to do that, and then just pump him up, and then he'll be ready to go. But as he stands right now, he is ready to be put with a female. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna get to our next one. This one was produced by us, and you guys saw it was one of our most highly viewed clutch cuttings this season so far. And hands down, I'm saying this, hands down, our prettiest snakes that we have produced came from this clutch. And you know this one because this was the clutch that we hatched out a whole bunch of snakes that were 4 genes, 5 genes, and we hit every single gene that we could have, and we hit the 5, which was super exciting. And then this one, this is a 4 gene female that is going to be up for auction. I believe she will have a reserve on her, and this little girl here is a fire queen bee. That is fire pastel lesser spider, and she is a female. She has had 2 meals so far of live mouse hoppers, so she is going to need 1 more before she goes. And she is 67 grams. So very cool. Writing that one down for you guys. And she eats like a champ. So if you're looking to get a 4 gene girl, right here is one for you, because man, just that is a powerhouse girl right there. But sadly, we have already kept back 2 snakes from that clutch. If you guys actually asked during the auction, I'll pull out the ones that we kept back so you guys can see them, because I'm absolutely in love with these snakes and I'd love to show them off. But that girl is going to be up for sale. It's one that we wanted to hold back. Originally wrote hold back on her, and we're like, you know what, we already kept back, you know, a good amount of snakes from this clutch. Let's go ahead and put her up on the auction today. But yeah, next up we have another snake that is going to be going towards charity, and this one's going to be a little bit of a hassle to take out, so give me a second. Quick cut. All right, so next up we have another little male here. This is one that is going towards the Sam Jeffers Foundation as well. This is a super pastel 100% het pied. So if you're looking to get into pied, this is a great male. He's already ready to go. This male is right here is 535 grams. I just weighed him before coming back to you guys, but very cool little guy, and as you can see, very inquisitive. And if you're looking for a pet, he is well started, and look at this, he's just super inquisitive and just kind of likes to hang out. But yeah, very great guy. And let's go ahead and get on to the next snake, in which case I'm gonna have to need another cut because it's difficult to get back there. All right, so this next snake I actually personally tried to keep, but I could not convince my dad on it. And let's see if I can get her real quick. This right here is a female killer bee, and she is just drop dead gorgeous, very, very yellow, and it's striking. It's very bright, especially on the sides. She doesn't have much for dusting or anything like that. She's a very clean killer bee, and she is also 66% het clown. That's right, 66% het clown, female killer bee. So super pastel spider, 66% het clown. And if she does prove out, this is one heck of a girl, and you're just gonna get a huge discount on her because she is, for one, already of size. Now, she is at 150 grams. So she's well started, you know she does eat, but just very, very beautiful girl like you see in this picture. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to our last ball python. So this last one here was hatched out live on the channel as well. It was from that same clutch as the spider head exanthic. And this is a female, 100% het exanthic, 50% het for albino. In which case, if you're looking to do the whole snow project, it is really, really cool. And it's really hard to find double het girls because everybody's holding on to them. But this girl here, we're going to be letting go. She's 100% het exanthic and 50% het for albino. We are going to be having some more that are going to be 100% double hets further off in the future, but we actually aren't even pairing those girls right now. They're still getting up to weight. So it's going to be a bit of a wait before we have those 100% available. So if you want a girl who is eating now, she has already had 2 meals, needs 1 more to go. This girl eats like a monster. And when she eats, she looks for 2 and 3 afterwards. She will continuously eat if you let her. But this little girl right here has something very, very special about her, and it's something that we're interested in proving out, but I think we're gonna end up passing it off to you guys, and that's why she is in the auction today. This girl here almost has what some would consider to be like a ringer, but only on one side of the back side of her tail, and she just has a white stripe. And when I mean white stripe, I don't mean it covers up her blacks or anything like that. So it's not the typical ringer where it wipes out the pattern. It's just, instead of being brown, it's white. It's really, really cool. And I'm gonna show you guys this, just this specific piece of her on camera. Just very, very pretty. It's not a typical thing, but it's just a really cool kind of paradox markings, whereas paradox kind of breaks through the pattern. But it's just really bizarre. It's something that you typically see in hatchlings before their first shed. You'll see little white speckling, but not in a centralized location like this. And usually they actually lose it after their first shed. This girl is 2 sheds in, and it's still here. And it's super bright and pronounced, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So if you want to take a little bit of a gamble and see where this goes, maybe she has something underlying that we don't know. That would be a really cool thing to prove out. And if you do want to go that route and you end up getting her, please follow up with us on it, because that is really cool. But that is it for all our ball pythons today. I don't have the gecko on hand with me right now, so I'm gonna just put up a picture so you can see him. But what we have is one of our last males. I believe we only have 2 other ones available after this. We have, this one is a tangerine hypo, 100% het for trumper albino. The pairing was a super hypo tangerine male paired to a tangerine hypo female. So let me restate those genes again. The dad was tangerine super hypo tremper, and then the mom was tangerine hypo. So I just wanted to make sure. I thought I got it wrong. But very, very beautiful, very bright orange. And the one thing stopping him from being super hypo, he just has the dots on his head. Other than that, he is completely hypo, meaning less dots. We call them super hypos when they lose the head, but just very, very cool leopard gecko here. And soon we're going to be having more girls. We just hatched out our 3rd one, so those are going to be coming very, very, very soon. So yeah, other than that, guys, that is it for this entire list. I know it's been getting a little bit longer for these list videos because of the fact that they are actually growing in numbers. But yeah, 7 snakes today as well as the gecko, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Auction is going to be at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time tonight, and I hope to see you guys there. See ya.